It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And welcome to the Realm of Geekdom. This is Nerd Breaking News. We have the final trailer for the HBO Max show, Lanterns. But before we jump and watch that trailer, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. So let's jump right into the trailer.
It's time to get up, Junior.
So, you're a space cop.
No, I'm just being trained. All right, new lesson. Take the ring. You fly.
Just fly.
I'm sorry. Fly, please. What's that?
You're the backup quarterback.
For now. What do you think is going on?
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
I think this is more than just a feeling.
This is a threat no one's ever seen before.
What do you know about Manhunters?
Oh, where'd you hear that word?
Manhunters are the most dangerous beings to ever exist in the galaxy. And it could take the form of any species.
So it could be anyone.
He's gonna send an army to put you down.
Do you resent Hal Jordan?
The ring's always been mine. Jordan's just keeping it warm.
Sinestro.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
No,
Let's say what he actually is.
my replacement.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
How about a beer?
What?
All right. The Kid, you are our DC analyst over here. We're going to go ahead and give you the floor first. What is your reaction to this trailer?
I think it looks good. The problem with this trailer is that I'm walking on eggshells being a DC fan. It's two different worlds I'm living in. I think it looks a hell of a lot better than that first trailer. This should have been the first trailer that ever premiered for Lanterns. But the fact that they, remember when the first Lanterns trailer came out, what were people saying? Oh, where's the suits? Where's the green construct? Where's all this stuff? And they show a hell of a lot more in this as it pertains to the Lanterns lore than they did in the first two teaser trailer and the first trailer. So those people can shut the hell up now because you're actually seeing a lot more. The story does feel like True Detective vibe. It does have that, which is, again, that was a great series. I love the dichotomy between Hal and John. John feels like this is my destiny. Hal feels like I don't know what to do with this kid. And the fact that I have to go to my arch nemesis Sinestro to get something, and Sinestro is basically playing him or being real. We don't know. The fact that they mentioned the Martian Manhunter. I've been saying, TK, as long as you know me for years, this man is legit. This man is a goon. This man is a god among insects. They better do him justice. They better do the whole lore of the Manhunters justice. because this guy is no joke. And that's actually pretty cool with the story of if they're going the true detective murder mystery alien route, then it's pretty awesome that it's the Martian Manhunter type villain or storyline because Martian Manhunter could change to anybody. So that plays to the element of like who could it be what's going on in that town and all that stuff. Remember, guys, this story takes place in 2 decades, 2016 and 2026. So when we see both of them together, that's 2016. When we see Jordan, which they haven't shown that much of him by himself, without the what he usually wears, that's 2026. Which I'm assuming that'll be later on. There's only 8 episodes. It comes out August in 2 weeks. I'm assuming they're gonna go back and forth of 16 or 26, or they might go linear, where like by like episode 4, Jordan dies and Stewart takes over as the Green Lantern, and the last 4 episodes about him. We don't know. We'll see. But again, I think it's amazing. They should have started off with this. I feel cautiously optimistic, only because DC, unfortunately, is every time we take a step forward, it's 10 steps back. And so I just want this to be successful because we need it to be successful, especially with the success of Spider-Man.
Oh, 100%. I think like what you said about the Manhunter is what really caught my attention. The fact they dropped it in this trailer, it threw me off, and I'm like, oh man, like this is one of like the most badass characters DC has, and they're putting in this show, and like what you best explained it, like this whole alien kind of detective vibe fits kind of the lanterns kind of like storylines and stuff like that. So I'm excited about this. Eagle, what's your take on that?
I think it's the first impressions, like the kid I mentioned. They should have started with this, right? But again, because it was doing the time. I'm just hoping that for the sake of DC is good. We'll see what that has to do with James Gunn's future, right? We know the news about whether the sale of the company is going to happen or not, and whether he's going to stay or not. I don't even know how much involvement he had in this show. I guess we'll find out eventually, right? If he has something to do with it or not. But I think it changes a little bit what I had in mind about the show. It reminds me a little bit of the Penguin in the sense of like this is gonna be interesting. It's only 8 episodes. I think the Penguin was also 8 episodes, so they're going the same route on that sense. This might be a good show. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm excited for it.
Professor.
What we can trust HBO to do is to make a good show, and it looks pretty good. It looks really good actually. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see it. The piece that I don't understand is why they made it into a show to begin with. If you knew you had all that in your back pocket, they were better off making that a movie rather than coming up with even that Superman movie they had the other day. They should have scrapped that and made this instead. Or that Superman sequel, scrap that and make this instead. Because of that bad decision on their part, we're going to get a really great TV series. But these series don't make money. So when you're looking at it, like they literally threw away money. And I think that should be something that some higher ups talk to James Gunn about, because that wasn't a very good decision, was it? That's my 10 cents.
Yeah,
But in terms of the show, it's going to be amazing.
To your point, Professor, that's a great point you made about being a movie because so far we have Creature Commando, Superman, and Supergirl, and they all have that James Gunn vibe. And it hasn't worked. Change up the vibe, and I feel like this is such a huge change up of the vibe. This is true detective, superheroes, alien, and for the people that were complaining about, oh, Green Lantern is supposed to be the Cosmos, right? Because they're super cops of the Cosmos. They're bringing the Martian Manhunter, man. Like how far? Like this? Like you're bringing aliens, the Martian Manhunters. Like all you need is the Green Lanterns to go literally fly in space, and you literally got everything you wanted for the people that are complaining about the show. In the first 2 seasons, the first 2 trailers. And to your point, I just think that you're absolutely right. This should have been a movie.
I don't know about that actually, because if they're gonna build this out and actually make it like a true crime kind of detective show, I think the episode format will actually be better. Because you could put it in a film, but you're gonna have to cut so much and go straight to solving it instead of actually being able to provide a true suspense build up. And since it's put out every week, like that's going to build it up and make the show even better. So I don't think the movie format would fit. I think this is actually a great way. It's just unfortunately, like the professor said, there's no money on it.
I agree with TK on that one. I think there's lately we have been shown that there's certain formats that work better for different stories.
Mhm.
And again, I'm going to mention the Penguin. I think the Penguin was perfect in terms of like what the story that you were trying to tell. The details that remember, like 8 episodes is super short for what would the new concept of a TV series has evolved, and the 8 episode
Mhm.
type of Netflix, right? Netflix has had more episodes, but I think like right now we're looking at a good 8 to 10 episodes. They're all interesting. They all have their drama, and I think that's what they're doing, right? They're basically saying we can have a more people interested in a short. I want to say that it's like a short film divided in eight, right? Instead of like TK said, sometimes in movies you have to rush things, right? In order
Mhm.
to make everything happen in 2 hours of a movie. Um, in this situation, just like the Penguin, you can focus on one specific character. You can focus on one part of the movie, and you can make it as big as you want, and then you transition to the other one, and it doesn't feel like it's going too fast, and you're actually paying attention to each aspect of it. So in that sense, this might be the route for this one.
Yeah,
Specifically,
it
like
gives the
the kid said,
opportunity to. Yeah, it's an opportunity to actually flesh out John Stewart's storyline, Hal Jordan's storyline, introducing the Manhunters,
And this
and
girl.
how that's going to react. So, TV
No,
show, I
you
think
guys,
it's
you
perfect.
guys are not wrong in the sense that you guys put more into it. For let's say hypothetically, each episode is 45 to 55 minutes. You're getting 8 hours, right? Times eight episodes.
Hmm.
You're getting 8 hours of content and narrative and storyline. But my only small counter argument to that is DC needs to make money. They're behind, and then Spidey just broke a record this past weekend.
Hmm.
You can't
Yes, they did.
when Ego, when you talk about the Penguin, you're talking about a movie that came off 775 million, 770 million. The first one, the first Batman. It was a successful film. The Penguin didn't need to make money, but it just elevated the storyline of the Batman, made it better. DC has yet to. They've made a profit, but they don't have made Marvel money yet.
so
So they're not in the same luxury to be like, yeah, we have a TV show that no, who's gonna watch this? It's HBO Max. HBO Max is not exactly a big streaming like Netflix. So what money are you actually bringing from this? If it's critically acclaimed, cool. But this is not. Remember, the next time we see John Stewart is Men of Tomorrow.
Mm.
That's a James Gunn film. We're already off James Gunn bandwagon. So we're already gonna have like, he's gonna be with James Gunn because you know the problem is, CK. We're gonna see him here, and we're gonna see him with Gunn, and you're gonna
Mhm.
see goofy,
The
goofy.
contrast.
Yes, man, that's the
The
problem.
contrast. Yeah, I agree with that. That is true. All right. Any final comments about the final trailer for the Lanterns?
I will say this: do you have to make money? Yes, DC has to make money regardless. But here's the thing: if nobody's watching your product at all, if you're not bringing them over, it's never gonna work. Like you have to get them interested in something. At least get a Penguin type of show and get people interested, and then go from there.
But
Throw some money around.
let me tell you, as much as we all love the Penguin and what awards and it's critically acclaimed, it's the best comic book show so far in history. It didn't get the ratings, Eagle. I'm telling you, the Nielsen ratings every week when it came out, it wasn't blowing the streaming. It was just a great show that it was a niche following. James Gunn can't afford that. That's my argument. He needs to have a hit eventually. Especially when Spidey's breaking. When Spidey almost broke Endgame records, how is James Gunn? How is James Gunn on this past weekend that just passed? Yeah, we're doing great, dude. Spidey alone almost beat Endgame.
Yeah. And you have Doomsday at the end of the year
Doomsday, by the way.
too,
Yeah, by the way.
leading out like that doesn't help. And all you have is Clayface.
Oh, we have his Clayface to make money. So it's not enough, TK, for this to be amazing. You should have made money out of this.
That's true. I kind of agree with you now.
Man,
All right.
Is to go along.
Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you thought about the trailer, or maybe you have your own preference and have a different scenario that this film could have been done or the TV show. Just let us know down in the comments below. So keep your fandom alive and your wardrobe engaged. Until next time, fellow nerds, this is Nerd Breaking.